What's going on YouTube? The Sweet 16 starts in 2 days. That means it is time for a second chance bracket because some of us need it and it's always fun. The Sweet 16 games in the East region. St. John's is one of the hottest teams in the country, but that's not going to last forever. I think Duke advances, and I think Jalen Stewart and Silas Emery will be okay, and I think UConn is a tough matchup for Michigan State, so UConn moves on. In the South region, I think Nebraska is clearly the better Big Ten team than Iowa. And this one's really tough. This one's either the toughest or the second toughest Sweet 16 game, I think, for me to predict. The game is in Houston, so that makes it really tough. But the weakest part of Houston's elite defense is their three-point defense. They allow opponents to shoot 32% for such an elite defense. It's kind of weird, and that's going to be a problem against a team like Illinois. The weird thing about this is if Houston makes it to the Final Four, I think they win the whole thing because you'll have teams like UConn or Arizona or Michigan that you have to play against. And those kind of teams have strong interior defenses, so you want to have shot creators when you go up against that. And Houston has the shot creators. But on their path to the Final Four, they have Illinois and Nebraska, two of the most prolific three-point shooting teams in the country. So I think making it out of the Final Four is tough. If they somehow do that, I think Houston has a real chance to go all the way. In the West region, Arizona over Arkansas. Don't overthink it. Arkansas is a really hot team as well, but they have not played a team like Arizona. And I said Illinois Houston was either the toughest or the second toughest game. I think this Texas Purdue game is also arguably the toughest game to predict. This game is in San Jose. I think that's a huge advantage for Texas. When you play Purdue, you want to have guard play. Texas has a lot of guard play. You don't want to have to go at the rim against Oscar Clough. I think Dalen Swain and Trey Godman-Moran is an interesting matchup at the four. I think it's really close, but Purdue comes away with it. Michigan over Alabama. I did originally have Alabama going to the Final Four, but I did not have them playing Michigan. And I have seen several people take Alabama over Michigan, but I just don't see it. I don't think that upset happens. I think Michigan advances. And Iowa State over Tennessee. I think that game is going to showcase the evolution of basketball. You have two 6'10" Kevin Durant prototypes and Milan Momcilovic and Nate Ament going at each other, and they could easily be the two leading scorers in that game, so that can make it really fun to watch. To make it to the Final Four, I think just like 2019, when a really young Duke team went up against an older and more experienced Michigan State team, Duke was favored, but Duke couldn't win, and I think the same thing happens here going up against a more experienced UConn team. And without Caleb Foster, I don't think it's far-fetched to say it's an evenly matched game. And then Illinois gets past Nebraska. I think they win the battle on the glass, and they're just a better Big Ten team. I think Arizona really benefits because their first round and second round games were in San Diego, and now they have to take a car ride to San Jose. I think they're really going to benefit from that. And Michigan over Iowa State. So originally, I liked Iowa State to beat Michigan if that matchup were to happen. I think they'll turn them over like crazy. And I still think they will, but I just don't think they have enough without Joshua Jefferson. So this is what your Final Four looks like. UConn Illinois is another game that I think could be really tough. The Final Four is in Indianapolis, so that's good for Illinois, but UConn's the more experienced team, and I think UConn's the slightly better team. They have been all season. I had Arizona winning it all originally, but again, I did not have them playing Michigan. If Arizona and Michigan end up playing each other, I just think that's an atrocious matchup for Arizona. I think it's a great matchup for Michigan. The key to that game will be being able to guard the interior, and Michigan's better at doing that. And so they advance to the championship game. You've got UConn and Michigan, two teams that have been elite all season with championship aspirations. Two strong interior defenses. UConn, not really known for their defense, but they're an elite shot blocking team. And Michigan, of course, with all their size. UConn can score either with their guards or with their bigs. Michigan is more big reliant. So because of that, I think it's a good matchup for UConn. And I think they pull off kind of a mini upset, but both of these teams are elite. And I think UConn wins it all. So this is what the Sweet 16 looks like. Hopefully it doesn't happen like this. I am an Arizona fan. But the Sweet 16 will be fun. The Final Four and championship will be fun. And see you next time.